Welcome to the Fantasmagorium show. On today's show, the menu is on the menu. We talk about a Doctor Who. Apparently Andor is over. It's Wednesday. And Bob's? I have a note about Bob's. Let's go.
And we are live.
This is why I shouldn't skip rehearsal.
Right? Exactly. Prima donna'd it today.
I did. I just fucking winged it. Sorry. That was within the first minute, so we're automatically demonetized. I said the F word.
Yeah, great.
Sorry.
That's we're off to a banger start.
Yeah.
But before we get into it, let's go ahead and do a little bit of housekeeping. Just real quick. And that's all just to say that, if you want to support the show with a tip and you don't want to use the super chat function, please do so at www.streamelements.com/Fantasmagorium show/tip. And I think that'll do it for that housekeeping stuff. Get that out of the way.
Yeah.
How you doing, Scotty?
I'm doing okay. Yeah. Dude, I went to the movie theater this week.
I know, that is awesome.
It was pretty cool. See? Saw the menu.
Awesome.
And you know what and I haven't had an opportunity like this since I saw the Hunger Games, but I went to see the menu, and I live in Canada. So I got pulled pork poutine. And so I ate that while I watched the menu.
Okay.
And just an interesting thing that I'd like to point out. I asked if they had any little forks because I wasn't going to use my hands.
Okay.
It was made of wood.
A wooden fork?
They gave me a wooden fork in a theater. I felt like we were cosplaying something from The Hobbit.
Right. Yeah, you'd think it would be like I'm surprised it wasn't like a plastic spork.
Well, no, but we don't apparently Canadians are allergic to plastic, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's okay, good. But yeah. But was there a difference between a little fork and a regular fork? Or why did you ask for a little fork?
Well, because I didn't expect them to have silverware.
Right? Full on silverware.
Yeah.
Flatware, if you will. Okay.
We're talking about a glass of beer. Oh, and also I did get a beer. I got a Budweiser. It was not good. It's the first Budweiser I've had in a long time. Not good.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't have Pabst or Rolling Rock or something like that.
You know what? It was just the brand that flashed on screen. So
there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was a big day going to see the menu.
So I saw the menu. I saw it last weekend, and we might as well dive in and talk about it.
Okay,
let's do a little review, if you will. I guess I'll just start. First, let me start by asking, what did you think of the movie overall? Yeah, I've seen that face 100 million times.
Yeah. That's how I felt about it.
And why
it was fine. It was fine.
It's weird because I thought, to me, this movie reminded me a lot of Pig, and movies like that.
Well,
so I thought this would land squarely in the okay, this is awesome column for Scotty R37, but apparently it was just okay.
Well, you know what, and I think that it is interesting that you bring up Pig right off the kick because I was holding it up to that expectation, and I love Pig.
Yeah.
The movie.
Me too.
And I was like this, you know what? And I really respect Anya Taylor-Joy. I love Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah.
I like John Leguizamo. Nicholas Hoult is great. The cast is fantastic. And I really wanted to like this movie. And the longer the movie went on, the more I was like, This is fine.
That's weird. It landed for me big time. In fact, this is probably top 3 movie of the year for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked it that much. Not only is it I actually really love movies that are contained, if you will. 95% of this movie takes place in one location, right?
Yes.
And one big set piece is basically a kitchen and a dining room. And so it really puts a focus on the acting, right? When you're not changing locations and changing set pieces over and over. So the actors have to be top notch. Every single actor in this movie and in this milieu is top notch, and that's led by Ray Fiennes, who is the best actor working right now without an Oscar. That does not have an Oscar.
Really?
Yep, in my opinion. Anyways,
He was nominated for Schindler's List.
Yep, but his never.
And I think he was nominated for In Bruges as well.
Yeah, and In Bruges, yeah, I think so too. I'd have to double check that.
Me too. I'd have to double check. I have no facts to back this up.
I thought Nicholas Hoult did really well. He plays a son of a bitch in this movie. And
well, are we going to do spoilers? Are we going to do
plot? A little tiny spoilers. I mean, if you've seen, I don't want to go too heavy, but he plays a son of a bitch in this movie. Pretty much from the very beginning of the movie. So,
well, he's a snob. He's a hipster snob.
Kinda, yeah.
No, certainly.
Yeah. Yeah.
To the point, there is a point, and what? Spoilers for Nicholas Holt's character. He dies by his own hand.
He's a moron, but
he's an idiot.
He is, but he plays a part so well. Anya Taylor-Joy obviously she's crushing it. She's her and Florence Pugh are taking over the Hollywood, in my opinion. But she nails it. Ray Fiennes, obviously. I think Ray Fiennes gets a nomination for this movie. Absolutely. I don't know if he wins. Obviously, I haven't seen every movie and every performance, but I think for sure he gets a nomination. But yeah, I liked him. I really it was weird. The movie's weird. It's not a very conventional movie. And then the ending is a little bit. It's not twisty turny. It's not sham hammer twisty.
Well,
but it is. There's a pretty good twist at the end.
I wouldn't say it's a good twist. It's an interesting character twist.
It's an interesting character twist.
But
yeah,
overall,
I thought the movie overall was fabulous. It was brilliantly shot. Very well directed.
I found the cinematography to be flat.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the production design and as you mentioned, it all takes place in one sort of set.
Yeah.
And I thought that looked good, but I thought that the way that they shot it was I thought it was flat.
Yeah, well,
I didn't get a sense of it. And I was thinking of things and I was like, this would be so much nicer if it was like the grand staircase from Titanic or something.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense to the aesthetic of what he was trying to build and do.
No, I get that, but also and you brought up Pig earlier. Like when you watch Pig, the Fight Club, the restaurant Fight Club, that was a better, and it was dimly lit. That was a better lit set.
Oh, I disagree. They're two completely different things.
Well, and the only reason I bring them up is because we were sort of comparing them earlier.
Yeah, I wasn't really comparing. All I was saying is it had that vibe for me, but not to compare the movies. I thought
it was much. I thought the cinematography of Pig was much more dynamic than this.
Okay, I mean that's fair. It's not right, but it's fair. It's fair for you to have that opinion. That's why I love the subjectivity of film. It's subjective. It's how it lands on you.
Is there an after credit scene?
I don't remember an after credit scene.
I left as soon as Anya Taylor-Joy started eating the rest of her hamburger.
That's pretty much the end of the movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. I thought it was great. It's nine out of 10 for me, maybe 9.5 actually. It's way up there. In fact, I would put this. So it's Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is my favorite movie of the year so far.
Okay.
This is right behind The Batman, which is number 2. So this is number 3. And it's fighting for that third spot with See How They Run, which I thought was fabulous movie.
Okay. Hang on.
There's still some good movies to come, but we'll see. We'll see how the end of the year shapes out. But I do think for me it's way up there. It's a really good movie. It's one of the best movies of the year.
And I got to see some more movies.
Sure.
But look, I haven't seen Batman.
The Batman, you haven't?
No.
Yeah, it's really
well. Actually, this is an interesting thing. The reason that we're doing a Phantasmagorium this evening, you usually don't hang out and do a Phantasmagorium.
No.
And so we're doing this because our regular co-host is missing.
Kat is missing in action.
She is missing.
She's not missing.
And
she's going to be out.
She's missing out on this.
Yeah. She might be watching.
But
hi, if you are.
Hi, Kat.
Yeah, so in place of Bullets, Babes, and Blades. Bullets, Blades, and Babes? Yeah, however it is.
You sound like me.
I know, totally. In place of that, for the next however many weeks, we'll do a Phantasmagorium show in this time slot on Wednesdays, instead of in lieu of. But when Kat is ready to come back, I think you have one more Scorsese film, one more Tarantino film.
Yes. No? Well, no, we actually have 3 Robert Rodriguez films.
Okay, that's okay.
I got the El Mariachi trilogy on Blu-ray today.
Sweet.
Or yesterday. And that's going to be the end of our Tarantino retrospective. But after the Tarantino retrospective, the plan was we were going to do the Batman.
Yeah.
I have never seen the Batman.
Oh,
I was waiting for Kat.
Oh, yeah. But we weren't going to start with that movie.
No.
That would be the last one. Yeah.
I don't know where it was on the list. We didn't even get an opportunity to figure out what order we were going to do it.
Right.
Edge of Time in the chat says, wouldn't you want a spoon for poutine? No. Yes, there is gravy, but it's on top of a lot of fries. Steve, I have to go get my dog out,
okay.
Or I think he may hang himself.
Okay. Good
so I'll be back in just one moment.
Jill says, I have a question about the wooden fork. Was it clearly reusable or meant for use only like chopsticks? Oh, I see. No, I think it was disposable. I think it was a one-use deal. We'll have to ask Scotty when he gets back, but yeah, this is great. We have a beginning of the show, and Scotty has to step out.
I apologize. That was my mistake.
No worries.
But speaking of mistakes, apparently the Bobs.
Yeah.
I was just going to segue.
You were going to segue? Well, I want to finish up what we were talking about. Excuse me,
sir.
Real quick. So we'll do three more. When Kat comes back, we'll do 3 more Rodriguez films. Or those 3, right?
But that'll only be one episode.
Oh, in one episode. Okay.
Yeah.
So not 3 weeks. Okay. And then after that, we're gonna introduce the new show. And
I've heard of it. What is it going to be about?
Well, you just told everybody.
I know,
It's a Batman retrospective,
yeah,
and we might as well share a little bit. So I'm still working. Don't judge. We're still working on the ending of this of the intro, but I can play the intro real quick if you'd like.
I'd love to. I'd love to see it.
All right, let's see it. This is we're
what's it
calling
called? What's the name of the show?
CCNC. You want to name the show, Scotty?
No, I don't know what it is. Is it Capes, Cowls,
and Crusaders?
That's it. Capes, Cowls, and Crusaders. Yeah,
go.
no, I love this.
Okay, so obviously it cuts off at the end there. I'm going to do a little bit of fade on that. So we'll work on that over the next week or so, and that'll be the opening for Capes, Cowls, and Crusaders, which will be a Batman movie retrospective. And I don't know, but we may throw in some TV stuff, but that'll be up to Scott and Kat.
Yeah,
I'm really kind of looking forward to this.
Like I said, we didn't have an opportunity to figure out what our schedule was going to be, and now schedules are all tumultuous.
Yeah, but I mean that's a good little tease for what's coming, down the pipe, and it should be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
I love most of the Batman movies, not all, but most.
Well, and that's the thing is that ever since, like, it's kind of like, as I mentioned, I got the Blu-ray trilogy for the El Mariachi.
Mm-hmm.
I like to inflect.
Right.
But I got that, but I don't want to watch it until Kat is ready to watch it because I like to have these things fresh in my mind.
Right.
And same thing with the Batman. I was like, okay, well, then I'm going to see the Batman finally. Haven't seen it.
Yeah, good.
And now I got to wait longer.
Before we move on to our next kind of topic that we wanted to touch on, do you want to give your score for the menu? You don't have to.
No, I know, but I'm trying to consider it. I don't want to be willy-nilly. I would give the menu.
Yeah, because that would be out of character.
Shut up.
Okay.
You know what? On a scale from 1 to 10, 5.5.
Yeah, dude. Wow, that's weird. But okay, you got it.
Like I appreciated the food porn and the commentary on social strata.
Right.
But none of it was new. It didn't surprise me the same way that Pig did.
I wasn't surprised by Pig. I just thought it was a really well-made film.
I was surprised by Pig.
And maybe it's because maybe it landed, this particular thing landed on me, the menu, because I've watched so much Food Network, studied so much stuff when I was doing restaurant concepts for people, you know what I mean? So when I was developing that stuff, I was doing lots and lots of research, and like I know I've seen or know of all of the tropes that happen, the food tropes that happen inside the movie, and all the people. Like I've seen all those people, right, in that either on TV or through the research. So maybe that's what landed better on me. But outside of that, I think it was a gorgeous film. I think it was really well made.
Yeah. I thought that the performances were on point. I thought that they were good. I think that everybody who was trying to convey what they were told to convey conveyed it. But in terms of the movie as a whole, no, it was kind of
Okay. I mean,
two-dimensional.
listen, that's the subjectivity of film. That's why we love film and TV and this kind of entertainment so much, because you never know. You never
Well,
know
and
how
let
it's
us
gonna.
know in the comment or the chats.
Yeah, if you've seen it and if you like it or
Yeah,
not like it.
maybe it worked for you, and I'm a bloody idiot.
No, I mean that's why the subjectivity is. That's why film is subjective. That's why art is subjective, and that's why I like it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not all one way, and it's not art. It's not my job to convince you to like something you don't like. It's not my job to convince you to hate something you don't that you know what I mean, that you love. It's just it is what it is. So yeah, I love the movie. I thought it was really good. Scotty, not so much.
Yeah, it
But
was fine. You know
that's
what?
good.
It was good. It was good to be able to go out to a movie, and like I've said before, going to a theater and seeing a movie that takes 100% of your attention, it did.
Yeah. Well, and that's awesome because so that I mean, just
So
right there is kind of a win, right?
yeah,
It's a win, and it's a win for me. Any day I can wake up and I know I'm going to the theater. Good day. That's a
like
good day.
and I wanted to go see it. I went and saw it. Was it the best time I've ever had at a theater? No. Was I happy to have
Well,
seen the story? Of course.
sure. Okay, with that out of the way, I think we covered the menu,
We did.
don't you?
From soup to nuts.
Some from soup to nuts, as it were. Let's talk about what happened this week. It's huge news on Sunday when, out of the blue, we learned that Bob Paycheck is out and Bob Iger's back in. So they fired Bob Chapek on Sunday, pretty much unceremoniously. And from what I've read,
Who gets fired on a Sunday?
So here's a crazy thing. Most of the execs from Disney were at this Elton John concert at Dodger Stadium, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chapek was supposed to introduce Elton John, come out and introduce him at this show. And 2 hours before showtime,
they're like, you can stay home.
He gets he's there. He gets the call or whatever and hightails it out of there. And his number two, the next guy in line that got the axe, same thing, got the hell out of there. So, I mean, it was a decision, I think, that happened super fast. I think the chairman of the board said that he started talking to Bob Iger just days before it happened, so Thursday or Friday, and by Sunday they had made their decision. And
why?
Why?
In your speculation.
Well, I think it's a series of things. He's made some big missteps. One of the biggest being the way he horribly handled the ScarJo thing.
Okay.
When that was terribly mismanaged. And also,
I would like to say that was a time of terrible panic from everyone.
But we talked about it at the time, remember? And I said this is not the way to handle this. Well, on our show.
If you are a fan of the Fantasmagorium and all of our contents, if you'd like to hear about the progression of Le Pandémie in real time, you can all go check out our content from last year, because this is what we talked about for like a year.
Well, yeah. Well, this particular the Scarlett Johansson debacle with the Black Widow movie was,
yes.
I mean, we talked about it several times on a couple of shows, just because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe not only that they did it, but then attacked her in a way. I mean, viciously attacked her. Did Steve just say ScarJo? Yes, I did. I said ScarJo. Yeah, but viciously attacked her in a way that made no sense at all.
Well, okay, so when it comes to the Chapek Iger shell game, from what I understand is that Chapek was much more about product, generic product, as opposed to Iger, who is more of an IP collector.
Okay. Yes, I think I don't know if that had anything to do with it, other than the way that Chapek was taking the company, the way that they were. Look, there's at least two movies. There's two Pixar movies that should have gone into theaters that Chapek put and his team put on Disney Plus instead.
You know what? Fair enough.
With
if I were in charge of Disney, I would be throwing Pixar at Disney Plus all of the time.
No, dude. No. Turning Red would have made them millions of dollars, dude. Millions.
It was kind of controversial. It's a movie about. It's an animated movie about periods.
It would have absolutely made it would have made the money. Because there's two reasons. There's two money drivers.
I think there would have been controversy.
Well, yeah, that's because you don't understand business.
I don't.
But
it's true.
But so there's two money drivers. One is you put it in the theater and you make money. The other is you put it online and you get subscribers. But by putting it on the streamer on Disney Plus, how many subscribers did they gain by putting Turning Red on Disney Plus? Fucking zero. None.
Well,
they didn't get one. Guaranteed.
Well, then I can ask you a counter question.
You could.
May I?
Sure.
Okay. So what is the value of putting Moon Knight on Disney Plus as opposed to making a Moon Knight movie?
I don't know. You're comparing apples to spaceships and not making any sense.
I usually do that. That sounds like me.
I don't understand. I know you're trying to make some kind of comparison, but it's not working.
Well,
it doesn't have any.
May we explore?
Sure.
Thank you. So, Moon Knight is a popular IP, yes?
Yes. Well, no.
True.
So no. Before,
neither is Turning Red.
It wasn't an IP. It was a new product.
Well, and even as an original intellectual property, it's an original intellectual property. It's an OIP.
Yeah,
I will take your eye roll as an okay.
All right.
So anyway, but
the two are not analogous, Scotty. They're not. Right. You're talking about a TV show and a movie.
It's going to take too long to sort of contextualize what I'm thinking.
I know, because I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm going for, though?
That's a real roundabout way. It's not really going to, and at the end, it's not going to compare anyway. It's not going to be analogous.
Yeah, no.
Because it's a hypothetical, because it's not a movie.
You're right.
So
it's too long. It's too long to go without a punchline.
I get you. No, but I completely understand where you're going. It's just It's not going to be analogous.
All right, but you get where I'm going.
I do, absolutely. Okay. And it's not going to be analogous.
You still think it? No.
It's still a no.
All right.
When you're so that was a misstep. Obviously, by doing that over and over again, several times in his tenure, prioritizing Disney Plus over making money in the theater has lost Disney a lot of money. So that's there. So that it's cumulative. I can't even get the word out. Cumulative. So it's not one thing. It's not. I don't think it's just one thing. I think it's a series of missteps. Bob Iger has said, even in IndieWire, he said that his tenure is killing the soul of the company. So that's one thing, right?
You know what? I was going around the internet and I heard that it was because
Yeah, I
Bob
heard you go around.
Chapek wouldn't bow to the SJWs of
Oh no, I think he bowed. I think he bowed all the time to the SJ. I think he was just as woke as Bob Iger is. So I don't think it has anything to do with it. I think that's a stretch. But I will say, because this happened so fast. I mean, there was that big quarterly earnings call that was a huge disappointment. But they just re-upped his contract. I just don't think that was enough for the board to vote him completely out. So I think probably within the next 9 or 10 months, maybe a year, we're going to hear that there was a major thing that happened that we just don't know about.
Oh no, is he going to get Me Too'd?
No, I don't know. I don't know if it's like, I don't think it's like that. I don't know, but it was so abrupt and so sudden after his re-up of his contract that I don't think that call was enough to put it over. But maybe it was. Maybe, look, the stockholders, the shareholders, the board, maybe they just panicked and said, we're fucking done with this guy. And then, obviously, let's get Iger back.
Dalek in the chat says, "Oh God, Doomcock is talking about nothing but Disney. I tune in here, and you guys are talking about nothing but Disney. Give me a break." Okay, so anyway,
so there's some interesting kind of things that are happening there. So you got Iger's back for 2 years to train up a successor, right? But the rap. I don't know if you guys read the rap today, but they're in the rap today. Let's see if I can find it. Joel Del Bruno or Bel Bruno wrote. He has somebody, an insider at Disney, that he talked to on background that said that why Bob Iger's ultimate power move may be selling Disney to Apple.
Oh,
and
my no!
After kind of reading what this insider said, it makes it makes a little bit of sense. It really does. Now I don't know if Apple can buy and sell Disney. But Apple can it as a company. Apple's worth about $2.4 trillion.
Really, that much, eh?
Yeah, so they could buy Disney 4 or 5 times over, maybe even more than that. So it makes sense because I know Apple wants to further their entertainment vertical. So it does make a lot of sense for them to do that. On one hand, on the other, I don't see an upside for Apple other than just acquiring all. The problem is if you want to acquire all that entertainment, you have to acquire the merchandising, the cruise line, the parks, all the other stuff. So I don't know if Apple's it wants to be in that business.
No. And the single most important part of merchandising is the physical media of film. And no one wants to do it. They will put out computers, they will put out toys, all made with the same amount of plastic.
Right.
Give me the discs.
Yo. You gotta put
like that's all I want.
Give me the disc.
Sell me Blu-ray players and DVDs.
I don't know. Like it's an interesting kind of
hating mother.
It's an interesting kind of thought project to see how Disney or how Apple might acquire Disney and what that looks like. But I don't think that's going to be the case. But it was interesting to see today that somebody in the inside Disney thought that maybe that was why. I mean, Iger's the ultimate deal maker, right?
Well, Iger is the ultimate acquisitionist.
Acquisitionist.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. But speaking of Apple and acquisitions, if you don't mind me shifting slightly.
Sure. Shift
Today
away.
is the 59th anniversary of Doctor Who.
It is.
I'm a big fan.
I
I'm actually,
have seen one episode, I think, in my lifetime, and
which one?
It just wasn't on here. It just
Which one
where
did you see?
I can't remember, but it was the old doctor with the hat and the scarf.
Okay, so it was Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
Do you know any? Okay, can you name any other Doctor Who actor?
Tennant.
Yeah, okay, that's one. That's fine. That's all I asked for. So yeah, no, I am actually I am wearing my Doctor Who coat. If you'd care to see my favorite sonic screwdriver, I have one. But yeah, I'm a big fan.
Doctor Who.
My favorite doctor is Patrick Troughton. Come at me. And yeah,
Which doctor was that?
he was the second doctor.
Second doctor.
My
Tom
favorite
Baker was the third.
Tom Baker was the fourth. It was
Fourth.
John Pertwee was the third.
Okay,
Clara Oswald is my favorite companion. Come at me on Twitter at ScottyR37.
hey, was Billie Piper a companion?
Yeah, she was the ninth Doctor's companion.
Nice. I like Billie Piper.
She's hot.
Yeah, she is.
And also rather capable. Like, she's a good companion.
Nice.
To two doctors.
Doctor 2. See what I did there? Nah.
No.
Nope. I forgot to put up the bobs.
Oh, there they are. One is bald and the other is not. One is cute and the other is hot.
Bob Paycheck, I never liked, but he can rock a beard there.
Well, you know what? Okay, are we going back to the bobs?
Nah.
Well, no, but the reason that I brought up Doctor Who is because Disney is now going to have distribution rights in North America.
Oh, that's right. I read that.
Yeah. So there's been some question as to what it's going to do. Is it going to be the Marvelization of Doctor Who? Who knows?
They just have distribution rights. They don't have rights to create shows. I don't think they don't have. All they have is to distribute the show.
But but that means they have Disney money in terms of their distribution.
Yeah, but I don't think so. Creatively, they can't make shows. They can't make Doctor Who shows. I think all they're doing is they just have bought the rights to distribute.
But they are funding Doctor Who shows.
I don't think so.
Well,
I could be wrong. But I don't think that. That's not what a distribution deal is. I think it's just a distribution deal, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I always thought that if you had the most powerful distributor in the world, then you never had to worry about distribution anymore. You can do whatever you want.
About distribution, but somebody has to do it, right? So it's just like, take Marvel and the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel has the right to make any Hulk movie they want, but they don't have the right to distribute it. Universal has the right to distribute it.
Yes.
So, and Universal can say no. We're not going to distribute that, Planet Hulk movie that you made. They don't have to.
Well, it's going to be interesting moving forward, and we will see.
Who pays? That's the question of the day, though. Who pays for the sandwiches?
Patrick Troughton. They're all salmon. Salmon sandwiches for everyone. And then you've seen Andor.
I have seen Andor. I saw Andor.
I broke up with Star Wars a little while ago.
You did. And I told you should go. You should get back together at least for this show. But you know what?
How many episodes? How many episodes of Andor are there?
12.
That's not bad.
12, and they're full hour, but pretty much full hour episodes. They're all between, I think, 42 minutes and 57 minutes long,
mm-hmm.
which is longer than what we've gotten so far. So they're full episodes, brilliantly written, brilliantly acted, brilliantly directed.
I was hearing things about Stellan Skarsgård
It's
and
gorgeous.
Andy Serkis.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. But there, everybody in the cast delivers extraordinary performances each and every episode. This is a show that I think is probably top 3 of the year. House of the Dragon being number 1. I think I put Andor right under it. Especially, and if you want to talk about brand new shows, those are 2 brand new shows that debuted this year. 2 of the best. The writing is spectacular.
Is it better than She-Hulk?
But yeah, it leaps and bounds. It's just better writing.
Is it better than Moon Knight?
Yes, leaps and bounds.
Oh,
Although
I
did
loved Moon Knight.
I liked Moon Knight, and I liked the writing in Moon Knight. It just, but they fell short in several areas in Moon Knight.
Okay.
And I think, going back to the Bob Chapek and his crew, I think are the ones that instituted this 6 episode only Marvel Star Wars nonsense. And I think it was handicapped by that 6 episode thing. And I think a lot of shows are, by the way.
Well,
and from both companies, you got to let them breathe. You got to let them be what they're going to be.
But I think that's part of what my complaint was, is it a movie that you can, or expanded to 6 or 8 or 10 episodes, or is it a TV show that you intended for serialized storytelling?
Yeah, right. So Andor,
if it's a movie that is stretched out, I really have no interest.
Yeah, so Andor is show. Andor is a TV show conceived of as a TV show, as a 12 episode, 2 season, 12 episode episodic television. It just happened to be written and directed by movie writers and directors that took the material very seriously and struck gold. They just, it's so you get this, the big complaint, and this is just gonna happen for the nature of Star Wars, because Star Wars has showed us one kind of thing, the space opera and the force and the blasters and the pew 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 and all of that. So this is the first time we get basically a Star Wars novel, for lack of a better term, on screen, big or small. This is the first time, and and since Empire Strikes Back.
I have heard that Andor is the first time in a long time that the Empire is scary.
It is very, it's.
Like if you step out of line, they will kill you. Kind of scary,
like that. Yep.
And that intrigued me.
Yeah,
I still haven't seen it.
I know.
Haven't seen it.
Your immediate complaint was like a lot of people said, well, we know where this character ends up. Who cares? And I get that. But as somebody who loves reading Star Wars novels, I love getting into these backstories and learning, what sparks a rebellion, what a rebellion looks like, and how it unfolds. How did we get from A to B? When we get into Star Wars, the rebellion's in full swing. They have armadas and a whole navy. Like, how did they get the Navy? Where the fuck did the Navy come from? You don't just all of a sudden say, I don't like the Empire, and have a fleet of ships. So how did that happen? How did that develop over time?
Mon Mothma shows up on Mon Calamar and says, right? "Can I have one of your ships?
Can I have a fleet of ships?" So it's very interesting for me. So how I said it felt like, and it's not, but it felt like it was they took a novel and put it on the screen, and it was awesome. But it was written for television, and it was cool because they took this, like, in the very up until like I think it's episode 9, maybe 8. They did it in these 3 episode arcs, which was really cool to watch. And for some, I think they didn't like it as much because it's a slow burn, and it takes elements, and you have to. So this is a show that doesn't think its audience is morons and idiots, and they actually expect you to.
Oh, but I think that Star Wars fans are idiots.
That's fine, but this show doesn't. It thinks that their audience.
Well, that's good.
Is smart enough to get the references, like
so they're not in the talking finale. Down.
No, they expect you to have watched 70s spy thrillers, have seen Les Miserables and what that story entails and how it works. They just expect you to. They don't think you're stupid. They're like, okay, we're not going to take it. We're not going to take our audience and act like they don't know things.
Who was credited with directing Rogue One?
I think both Tony Gilroy and
Tony Gilroy is the guy who directed the end,
and Gareth Edwards.
Gareth Edwards wanted to make a war movie.
Yeah, it was a little darker.
And then Tony Gilroy nerfed it. Right?
A little bit, yes. Yeah.
So it's interesting now that they get to go back. But it's not, I don't know. Do you know the viewing figures?
Nobody does.
On Andor? Okay.
Everybody's guessing.
I'm assuming that you are the only person who's seen it.
I'm the only person in the world to see it?
Yeah. In the entire world.
That's probably correct.
Right. But speaking of the only person in the entire world having seen anything, it is Wednesday.
It is.
Have you seen Wednesday?
You mean this Wednesday?
That's the Wednesday.
And look at Jenna Ortega as Wednesday.
You know what? Go back one. Look at Luis Guzman as Gomez. That is gold. Whatever you have to say about Luis Guzman, as you got to see it. You have to see his Gomez. It's amazing.
Is it good?
It's really good.
I was worried about that. That's the only casting that I second guessed a bit. I love him as an actor, so I was okay with it.
I gotta say, part of the reason why. Also, I'd like to say hello to in the chat to Ashley Lynn Gaia Storm, Tim's Talk on your left, and Edge of Time ahoy. But no, Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia Adams is probably going to haunt my spank bank for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. How far did you get in? Just one or 2 episodes, or
just the tip?
Oh, just the tip. Good. I'm glad you picked up what I was putting down there. You usually do.
We can edit this out, right?
Yeah, we'll take it out in post. Nobody's watching, right? This isn't
no
live.
One. Who cares?
So how many episodes did you see?
I saw one.
Just the one. Okay.
I was surprised. No, but you and I have talked about in terms of how to release a television series, and I am much in the camp of release it weekly.
Yeah.
This has all 8 episodes now.
Yeah, Netflix. Although Netflix is experimenting with doing the week to week. So that we'll see how that
are they? Is that what they do with
certain shows? So they're gonna start like they're starting to release a few at a time, and then every once in a while there'll be a show they'll do week to week. They're kind of experimenting with it now, so we'll see what happens. But
Tim says, Scotty, we have to get a panel together for Wednesday. No, we can't. I can't.
Wednesday. Unfortunately, I haven't started it yet. I just dropped today, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And
I'll watch it.
so I watched it and I was like, that was too many orgasms.
Right.
So,
well, yeah.
It's like the music is done by Danny Elfman. Jenna Ortega is picture perfect.
Yeah.
Tim Burton directs the pilot. Like, that's as far as I got. And I felt like Barbarella in the Orgasm Machine.
Oh boy. Are you going to watch the rest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I like orgasms.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to watch it this weekend. I'm going to rewatch. I'm going to binge watch Andor. Now, so I watched it week to week, and now I'm going to binge the whole series.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. It'll be fun. I'll probably get a hotel room with a hot tub and watch it from afar.
Yikes.
I know, it's gross. Anyway, no, I think it's really, really sardonic. And if there is something that I enjoy, it's sardonacy.
Yeah, right? Read the chat.
Ashley says, it's never just a tip, Scotty.
Stop lying.
LOL. Ash, I can't comment. I can't.
So if you like Wednesday, I'll check it out. I'll probably like it. I could tell just by the trailers that's something that I'll probably like.
Yeah. And yeah.
I'm not a big Addams Family person though, but I do. I like the actors. I like Jenna Ortega. Everything I've seen her in so far,
and Ricci's in,
and Christina Ricci's in it, and Gwendolyn Christie's in it.
Am I in a situation where I can just call Christina Ricci by her last name?
Ricci? I don't know.
Ricci's here.
But
Scott, please, I've asked you 1,000 times. Stop calling me that.
So I've seen
Ricci.
Jenna Ortega in a movie called Fallout on HBO Max, which was awesome. It was about the fallout after a school shooting. Pretty intense. But she was great in that. And she was really good in X.
I still haven't seen it. I own the damn movie and I haven't watched it yet because I'm kind of afraid of it.
No, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's good. So you'll like it.
Remember that episode of Seinfeld where George is eating while he has sex?
I don't.
All right. Well, it's an episode.
My brother will kill me. He was the big Seinfeld fan.
I'm just saying, I don't like to combine my violence and sex. Sorry, ladies.
It works good in this movie, though. I didn't think I was going to like it either.
It's called X.
Look, I didn't think I was going to like it either, man, because I didn't think that those two went together like peanut butter and chocolate. But guess what? It worked.
Well, it is a trope of horror movies. The violence and the sex being sort of coupled. Edge of Time says no one. How was the Walking Dead finale? Is it over?
Yeah, so I dropped off of this thing probably a season and a half ago. But yeah, they had their finale. I think Sunday night. I can't remember when it's on anymore. That's another reason it's hard to find where to watch the damn thing. But yeah, I kind of dropped off of it. But I've heard that it was a satisfying ending. Now they have like 50 million spinoffs. You know, they got Maggie and Negan are going off to New York for Dead City.
Really, Maggie?
Yeah, they got. They have the Fear the Walking Dead, which I kind of liked. I thought that was pretty good. And they got some other spin-offs going on. Who knows? But there's all kinds of different spin-offs and stuff. So, I mean, it's not going away anytime soon.
Well, as long as production companies exist, they'll make zombie movies.
Yeah.
I just found it Like, I think I stopped watching The Walking Dead when Herschel died.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That was early.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Like
season 3?
season 3, I
Yeah.
think.
I
And
like.
I
I
was
actually liked that. I hung in there until I think season 9 or 10. I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember the seasons, but I think it went on a little too long. Little
Lemon.
too long.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan.
But I mean, I always liked the show. I thought the show was good.
Hmm.
Greg Nicotero's awesome.
Well, but I think it
people
was
behind the
one of
scenes are good at their jobs.
I think it was
Put
one
out
of
good
those
product.
shows that I lost interest in because of the behind the scenes. Like once Frank Darabont left or was fired or whatever,
Whatever happened, yeah.
I was like, but I like Frank Darabont. Why are you making him leave? And then everybody who liked Frank Darabont in the show, they left during season 2. And
Right.
season 2 of The Walking Dead is boring.
It is a little boring.
And not a little.
It gets
And
better. The show does get
not
better.
much. Not better than the first season.
It gets really good. It gets good. It in the later seasons, it gets really good. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the first season is the first season. Usually,
first season's great.
That's where you're gonna kill it. But they're better. There are good seasons that are as good.
First season of Walking Dead is better than the first season of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh, I agree with that. I didn't like the first season. I mean, looking back on it, the first season's one of the weakest of the 7. But
yeah,
so I agree.
But
with that.
like, I think it's a matter of diminishing returns when it comes to The Walking Dead.
I don't know. No, they have a super loyal fan base, man. So a lot of people like it. A lot of people stuck with it. I just, for me,
a lot of people like Lost.
Dude, I would still be watching it because after putting like 8 years or 9 years of your life into it, I would still be watching if I knew where to find it easily. But I don't know if it's behind some paywall or I gotta find it. I don't know. AMC is kind of a mess. I don't know. So it got to a point where I dropped off because I couldn't find it easily.
Well, and I suppose that's our review of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know. Sorry. Here we go. Edge of Time coming in hot. 5 spin-offs by my count. Dead City. So Dead City is the Maggie and Negan thing. Daryl in France. Is that really? Okay. Fear the Walking Dead. Rick and Michonne. Yeah, no, I know Rick and Michonne. They're going to.
I thought there was supposed to be a Rick and Michonne movie.
Well, there's supposed to be like 3 Rick movies, but I don't know what happened. Those got all COVID hit and everything got screwed up.
I'm pretty sure the guy got paid though.
Yeah, Tales from TWD. The finale was not satisfying the Edge of Time. So I'm hearing from around my circles is they were pretty satisfied with the ending, but I don't know because I didn't see it.
Do you know what happens?
I'll take your word for it.
Do you know what happens in the finale of The Walking Dead?
I don't.
Oh, me either.
I didn't see it.
Spoilers if anyone wants to put it in the chat. But yeah. What else is going on? Oh man. Are you even remotely interested in Avatar: The Way of Water?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Why?
It looks great. And never bet against James Cameron. I never bet.
I know. That is a rule.
It's somebody's rule. I'm glomming onto it. Yeah, I don't bet against him. He's every time out of the box, he smashes it. So I assume he's going to do that with this. I liked the first Avatar. I thought it was awesome. In fact, when I was sitting in the theater, it blew me away how good the 3D was.
Yes.
At that time. So
yes.
I don't know if I'm going to have that same experience with this. I know they spent a lot of time perfecting the underwater filming aspect of the movie. So I'm curious to see how that plays. I could care less about the story. I don't know what the story is because they won't tell us. That's a huge problem right now. That
it's
I
about
see
water. It's about the way of it.
It's about the way of water.
Yeah.
A huge part.
What do you need to know?
A huge problem right now is their marketing. Their marketing. The second on your I don't care what you do with your first teaser and your first trailer if you just want to show all the pretty pictures, but in your second and final, however that plays out, trailers, you need to give people a sense of what the story is. I think Blade Runner 2049 got hammered because they didn't do that. They just kind of played on nostalgia and nobody showed up. And it's a masterpiece of a film. But nobody went to see it because nobody knew what it was. And I think that's a mistake. And I think that Disney's doing that right now with Avatar. And I hope they turn that around. Hopefully they give us one more trailer before the movie comes out. I think we're talking 4 weeks.
I think they just recently released the final trailer.
So if that's the final trailer, I think they're in trouble. The movie's going to make a ton of money. Will it?
Is it in 3D?
It isn't. Well, yes, absolutely. It's in 3D.
Okay.
And we just learned today that it is going to play. It's going to open in China, so that's going to be huge. The re-release of Avatar in China made $58 million.
Yeah, it was a big success.
Huge. So I expect that to be a huge market for that. So this movie's going to make. I don't think it's going to hit the $2 billion mark worldwide, but it'll make $1 billion.
Maybe
it'll make $1 billion. But I don't. It depends how good the movie is. The rewatchability of the movie is key.
And one of the things that James Cameron is incredibly successful at is making visual films.
Yes.
So anybody who has a James Cameron movie, whether it be Terminator or The Abyss or True Lies, I don't care. If you turn off the sound on your television and listen to whatever music you want to, whether it be The Clash or Susie and the Banshees, I don't care. You can watch the movie and know what's going on at any moment. He is a master at visual storytelling.
He is.
And that has to be taken into account when it comes to international markets.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can tell a story, but it transcends language, which I think James Cameron does.
He does. You know who else does that? Zack Snyder. Beautiful visual storyteller.
I'd accept that.
But will this movie make money? It'll make money, right? But will it be profitable? I don't know. In order for this movie, because it costs so much, and there's so many delays, which you have to carry the film, and then it just racks up money. I think that it would have to be, and I think Cameron himself said it has to be like the 5th or 6th largest money-making movie in history to be profitable. I don't know that that's going to be the case.
Well,
we'll have to see. It's hard to tell until we see it. And then we have, like I said, the rewatchability of this film is going to be key. If it blows us away like the first one did,
for Avatar.
You got to remember, Avatar's opening weekend was only $77 million. That's all. That's it. 77 mil. This Avatar 2 will blow that out of the water. But will it have the legs that Avatar had? Because of the spectacle, the 3D was so well done that people dragged their parents, friends, and whoever they could back to the movies to see it, and then rewatched it, over and over and over again. If it has that rewatchability factor, then it'll blow past the $1 billion mark. I don't know if it's going to get to the $2 billion mark. I think there's only like 15 movies in history that have. That might be a larger number than actually.
Well, okay, and part of the
But
reason
still, we'll have
why
to
I
see.
part of the reason why I have frustration with James Cameron is because, well, it's akin to the same. It's why I have frustration with Robert Downey Jr. I appreciate Robert Downey Jr. being our Iron Man. However, I'm really curious what we missed in terms of the performances that Robert Downey Jr. would have given instead of being Iron Man. Does
Oh,
that
you
make
mean what?
sense?
Well, dude, just look at what he's done outside of Iron Man. Most of his movies are garbage,
I disagree.
but I'm
I
right.
think that Robert Downey Jr. Well, he was nominated for 2 Oscars outside of Marvel.
Okay, name them.
Chaplin and Tropic Thunder.
No. After, not before.
No,
After.
but he hasn't, and that's what I mean, is that the exploration of Robert Downey Jr.'s acting ability,
Here's
the
the problem, Scotty,
characters
with
he
that.
could have been, like, I know it's like a what if.
The problem with the what if is that nobody wanted to work with Robert Downey Jr. No one.
Mel Gibson did.
In fact, what's his name? Happy had to go and hardcore lobby to get him in the picture.
Robert Downey Jr. got fired from Ally McBeal.
Yeah, I mean, dude, nobody wanted to work with him. So
No.
I don't know that he would have had a career. I mean, he would have had a career, but it would have been. I don't know that it would have been.
I understand this.
You know what I mean? Iron Man rejuvenated his career. Big time.
Agreed. I cannot argue that at all. You are correct.
So I don't know what happens. You mean so? I don't. Yeah, I don't really understand the question. I guess
It's not really a question, but like, it's a. I am assessing things that could have been that never were based on variables that are in my brain.
Yeah.
You know, the way that we usually talk.
Yeah. I don't think he would have had much of a career. It would have been a lot of, low budget films, probably just
no.
Get a paycheck.
And if you want to put it that way, absolutely. Well, this actually dovetails rather nicely into another thing. Quentin Tarantino, you're familiar with the artist?
I am.
He's been doing the media rounds recently.
Yeah, he is.
And he said that the actors in Marvel movies are not the stars, it is the characters. And he also did say that he cannot disagree with Martin Scorsese about the fact that Marvel movies aren't, cinema. What do you think?
I think directors have said that in every era about the predominant genre. They used to say that shit about Westerns. They said that about cop movies in the 80s. Anything that's dominating that era of film, you have tourists that always bash or softly talk shit. You know what I mean? It's just always been that way. So, he's welcome to his opinion. I don't share it.
Well,
but does he have a point? Does he have a point? Sure. I mean, that is a point, that the characters are the stars.
Well, and before
the problem with saying it that way is that makes a pre-assumption that your average moviegoer has read all the comic, and we know that. We know it's less than 10% of the movie-going audience even knows who these characters are before they walk into the theater. So, in that sense, is it the character that is the star, or is it the actor bringing that character to life? That's the star in that scenario. So for the 10% of comic book nerds that know this stuff, okay, that does apply. So he has a point there for that section of the audience. But the other 90% of the audience, they don't know. They didn't know Thor from anybody else, from Batman, you don't know about Batman, but if it's not Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman, or Spider-Man, you know what I mean?
I think that's the point.
And then nobody knew Iron Man. Barely anybody knew who Iron Man was.
Like
that, so that's what I'm saying. 90% of your audience doesn't know. So they're not the star. The not the star.
When I went to go see an Iron Man,
bringing that character to life is the star.
When I went to go see Iron Man, I went to go see a Robert Downey Jr. movie. All right. And
sure.
when I went to go see Captain America, I went to go see a Captain America movie.
Yes.
So I do agree with the intellectual property being the star as opposed to.
But you are not the average moviegoer either.
No, I'm much more autistic.
You know who both of those characters were.
I knew who Iron Man was, but I didn't
90%,
care.
90% of the movie going audience doesn't. And
remember when there was the rumor that Tom Cruise was going to play Iron Man?
Yeah.
And I would not have cared less.
Right.
And then when I found out it was Robert Downey Jr., like I was dating a girl at the time. I know. I was surprised too. And I was like, you want to go see the Iron Man movie? And it's because, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
I think he is. And so anyway, the reason I bring all of this
Iron the Man cast of less than
Robert,
is
hang on. So what I'm saying is that while I appreciate that Avatar 2, The Way of Water is coming out, the thing that I'm most disappointed in is that there aren't going to be different James Cameron movies. They're all going to be Avatar until I die.
Most likely. I think he's got him set up until 2028. I know.
That's the worst. Why, James Cameron? Why have you forsaken me?
The real question is, why, James Cameron? What, James?
So anyway, the Avatar 2 movie is coming out.
It is.
What do you want to talk about?
Look, I'll watch the movie. Of course, I'm going to watch that movie.
Sorry.
I like the first one. I don't know if it's going to live up, because it was actually the technology that most shocked me about the movie.
Live up to vanilla.
You know what I mean? So if the technology, because unless the movie is written amazingly well, right?
The first Avatar is a blueberry muffin.
Right. So unless that happens, the technology better blow me away like it did last time, or else
agreed.
It's going to be subpar.
That was a cinematic experience that exhausted me. Like James Cameron made love to me so hard that I passed out.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, it was good. It was awesome. It was one of the best theater going experiences I've ever had.
Yeah.
So this has it's got big shoes to fill.
I don't know, man. I'm terrified that it's going to be the one where Jimmy drops the ball.
But in what way?
I don't know. Boring. I just don't want him to be boring.
I mean, you could if not for the 3D technology, was Avatar was kind of boring.
Yeah, totally it was.
The story is kind of boring. So
yeah, it was. Except,
it wasn't,
Stephen Lang was harsh though. That was
the slang is the best.
Who's the lady? Michelle Rodriguez?
Zoe Saldana?
Well, Zoe's all blue, but Michelle Rodriguez, she's human.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been trying to figure out whether or not I'm a furry, so don't get me into Navi.
No, it's good. It'll be fine. Like so, it depends what measure, right? If you're saying is it just going to be, going to be boring? It might be boring for you. I don't
I
know.
don't want it to
I hope
be.
not. I hope not. No, I don't want
What?
any movie.
So okay, so out of
Want
all
them
of
all
the
to be boring.
James Cameron movies that you've ever seen, which James Cameron movie would you consider to be the most boring?
The most boring?
Yeah, I'll go first. My most boring is True Lies.
Oh, I like that movie. I thought that
I
movie was
know,
good.
so do I, but it's the most boring.
Oh no, I think Avatar as a story is more boring than True Lies.
I don't know, man.
True Lies is cool.
crafts.
I liked True Lies.
Well, and don't forget,
You
they
consider
blew up
that a
an
rom
actual
com?
bridge.
What is that considered? A rom com, a dramedy,
I think it's
action movie? Is it just an action movie?
No, I believe you were correct in the first place.
Rom com.
Yeah, rom-com.
Okay, that might be one of my favorites then, because that movie, I like that movie. Anyways, yeah. So I think, yeah. I think,
But it
right.
is the most boring.
But I am, yeah. Well, not to me. So I would say Avatar was more boring than that. Just strictly as story.
Well, then thank
Because, like I
heavens
said, when
they
you're in
made
the
a
theater
sequel.
and that 3D technology is it blows you away. It changes the whole experience, right? So I'm hoping that we get something akin to that, this time. But
You know what?
It depends how you judge, Scotty, because I think, yeah, Steve is right. Wait till you see it. Yeah, wait till you see it. But I think as far as money, I think it's going to be fine. But they're all good. Yeah, but they're all good. They are good. Yeah, it's still good, right? It's still way up there. Still Jimmy C. Don't never bet against him because he always wins. He just always wins.
Oh wait, no.
They both suck.
Wait, no. Put it up. Put it back up. Oh yeah, you suck. Okay, you can take it down.
So I think monetarily, I think it'll be fine. In fact, the tickets went on sale this week.
Yeah.
So in the Southern California, Orange County area where I live in, they're completely sold out. Can't buy a ticket.
Oh.
So for everybody that says nobody cares about Ferngully in Space 2, I disagree because the proof is kind of in the pudding here. Well, we'll see. I don't think it's going to be a $2 billion film. It may be down the road, but I think I think we'll get a fairly large, probably make 170 million opening weekend, and then when it opens in China, it's opening in China, which is going to be huge, and I think it'll cross the $1 billion mark, and probably end up somewhere just shy of the.
Well, may I ask a question?
Sure.
Like, I'm curious because I want to explore this a bit more and not be so obstinate. But, like, is he making a theater experience that needs to be seen in theaters? Like, I don't think he's thinking of aftermarket.
No.
Like, even when it comes to watching Avatar, like when I get my 4K like box set steelbook or whatever, like it's not going to be the same as watching it in a cinema with surround sound and the 3D glasses in every way that James Cameron wants me to see it.
Right.
Like, and I think, and as much as I will absolutely brick on Jim's chest, I do want to go and see his movies the way he wants me to see them.
Yeah, in the theater, definitely. Yeah.
Fucking glasses.
Yeah, yo.
IMAX.
Fucking IMAX, yo.
It better be big.
I'm gonna see it in XD at my Cinemark theater, and huge fucking screen, biggest screen you can.
And to round back,
hopefully it's kick-ass.
Just to round back to the menu, part of the problem that I had with the menu was it wasn't bright enough. I was like,
Oh, see, mine was. So I'm thinking that's a theater brightness issue. Your theater sucks. Tell them to
well,
fix
I
that shit.
do. I live in.
Tell them to fix that shit. That happened with Wakanda Forever too. A lot of people said that
Why was it too black?
yes, too black, too strong. Go ahead.
I got nothing.
Read the chat.
Cinema Gulp says, "Oh, you think my glasses work?" I heard from a little birdie that Cameron is giving everyone that sees it opening weekend a giant 150-inch 3D 4K television to watch it on physical media when it comes out.
Yep, I heard the same thing, man. We must
I
travel in the same
did.
circles.
Captain Finity says the era of excellent screenplay is coming back. Y'all.
I hope so. I mean, I think there's excellent screenplays all the time. Just nobody goes to see those movies.
I described one earlier.
That we talked about one too in the menu.
Like, yeah, no, and I think, I think that if I can sort of poo-poo something like the menu.
The screenplay of Pig is awesome.
Yeah, but, and again, and this is a comparison, maybe it's unfair, but to be able to live in an era, like people say that we are saturated with Marvel movies and such.
Yeah.
But then you can go see the menu and then compare and contrast with Pig, which came out last year?
And that's my problem.
Last year.
I hate that argument. The argument that somehow
you've always been an advocate for this.
Yeah, so I hate that argument that some people think that there's no original movies being made. There are more original movies being made now than any time in the history of Hollywood, to the tune of hundreds a year. The problem is nobody goes to see those movies. In fact, just a couple of weekends ago, every movie in the theater was an original movie, except I think Wakanda Forever. But every other movie was, and Wakanda Forever made $100 and something million dollars, and the next highest one was like 9.
11
so
lose.
Nobody's going to see those movies. If nobody goes to see the movies, and that's the I guess the catch-22 or the chicken and the egg kind of thing. You know what? And
I know we've covered it on the Fantasmagorium before, but The Last Duel, directed by Ridley Scott. Apparently, your cab is here. So
yes, the cops. Yeah, they'll be bursting in the door any second.
But I've heard that it's really great. I haven't seen it, but my dad got it, and he was watching it on Blu-ray, and I was like, what is this? Because I didn't know. I didn't recognize any of it. And he was like, it's called The Last Duel. It's weird, but I like it.
Well, and the Green Knight. Kat and I talked about the Green Knight. We love that movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Nobody went to see it. It's unfortunate. Yeah. It's you know what I mean? That's a completely original.
But these are the movies that, like, if you want it, I know. I'm sorry. I'm going to shit on the people that shit on things, which makes me a shitter. But, like, if you want to make things better, then stop talking about the shit you hate. Start talking about the shit you love. It doesn't have to be good. The only important criteria is that you love it.
Oh, look at Robert Eggers is making. Every movie he's made has been original. There's tons of awesome original stuff. Just nobody watches them. Nobody goes to the theater to see them. So, doesn't happen. Doesn't go. Nobody goes.
You know what? Here's the deal. We gotta start an OnlyFans.
Okay.
Scripted, but live. Anyway, we'll talk about this off air. Moving on.
Yes. Cinema Gulp, The Northman. Absolutely.
I've never seen The Northman either.
Great film.
I heard it was really, really good. Yeah.
Robert Eggers. The Vavitch. And then, he's doing Nosferatu next. That should be good. Very interesting. All right. Cinema Gulp says, okay, later, guys. The menu is awesome. Sorry you didn't like it, Scotty. Fair criticism, though. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I just didn't. It wasn't engaging in the same way that I've had before. I was expecting to be engaged, and it didn't work.
Yeah, so you got to leave your expectations at the door.
I don't know. Maybe the art failed me. Maybe it's not my fault.
Maybe. I don't know. It sounds to me like you put expectations on the movie and sat and took it into the theater with you. That's the recipe for disaster usually. So you got to leave your expectations at the door. Have them and talk about them and all that before the movie. But when you get in the theater, leave those at the door and just take in what they give you.
The best advice I've ever heard: never expect to like something.
Yeah, never expect to like something.
But I like
it'll probably like me too, dude. Like me too. But usually that's when you get let down, though. But that's fine.
You know what? It's funny because I was saying that we were going to do a classic Fantasmagorium this evening, and I was like, "Yay! It's going to be fun time." Sometimes it's fun, and someone posted in the chat. I think it was Turier. And he was like, watching a Fantasmagorium with Stephen Scott is like watching two divorced parents argue over Thanksgiving dinner.
That was funny.
I thought it was.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Pretty good. It's a pretty good analogy.
Well, and here's a question for you, because what are you looking forward to?
Movie wise, or TV, or anything?
TV, anything.
Well, yeah, TV. I mean, we can go. I'm a TV guy, so I could go on for hours about TV. But so I'll just say movies. So obviously, The Way of Water. I want to see that. I want to see the Fabelmans.
Oh yeah.
I want to see.
Who's in that?
I don't know the actors. It's this new Spielberg movie. I don't know all the actors though.
I feel like there are people in that I like.
I can't remember.
I feel like there are people in it that I like. And it'll be interesting. It's gonna. I think the Fabelmans will make me feel like I'm watching Radio Flyer. Have you ever seen Radio Flyer?
And probably it's. I think it's basically
Radio Flyer,
kind of a semi autobiography to the movies.
Steve.
Yes.
This is new. I got to do. Who did that?
What?
We had sex bots.
Oh, look at you. Oh, that's right. 9 XXS life. Right.
And part of the reason why I love Jill is because she eliminated the sex bots.
Good for you.
Thanks, Jill.
Not today, ISIS.
But no, that means we're popular.
I guess that's
if we get sex bots, we're popular.
Right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to the Fabelmans. There's a movie. God darn it. The Way of Water, Fabelmans, Babylon, and there's
Babylon.
With Brad Pitt and
Margot Robbie. Yeah. No, I'm familiar with it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But again, Brad Pitt is one of the last movie stars.
Yeah, I agree. And I think he's getting ready to retire from acting. I think he's still going to produce and all that, but I think he's wrapping it up. If you notice, he's been in a lot of movies lately, and I think he's getting ready to kind of wrap it up. So Babylon, and then there's one more movie on my list of must see, and that's called Empire of Light, starring Olivia Colman, Michael Ward, Colin Firth, and Toby Jones.
Huh.
And
who directs it?
Sam Mendes.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this movie
You
looks
had my attention.
this movie looks amazing. And from what I've seen in the trailer they showed before the menu, was Olivia Colman just delivers a dynamite performance again. So I pretty much nominate and give her the Oscar this year. I would be surprised if she doesn't get nominated, and then I'll probably be more surprised if she doesn't win. I mean, I still got to see the movie to see the entire performance, but man, what I saw so far, whoo!
Okay, I'm going to ask you something out of the blue. We haven't talked about this, and I apologize for springing it on you right now. But if you had a choice between these four actresses, which one wins? I don't want a ranking. I just want to say which one is your favorite. So we have Frances McDormand, Olivia Colman, Marla from Fight Club.
Okay,
What's her name?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
Oh my stars! I find her to be a very attractive lady.
Helena Bonham Carter.
That's her. Or Meryl Streep. Which one do you take?
McDormand.
Like, sorry, which one?
McDormand. Frances McDormand.
Really? Frances McDormand with a bullet?
Yeah. Out of those four, easily.
You didn't even have to think about it.
Yeah, no. I'm not a huge Meryl Streep fan. I know that's kind of sacrilege in this.
I don't think it is.
In the movie,
I don't think it is.
In the space, but I'm not a huge fan of hers, especially in the latter half of her career. I'm not too crazy about her anyway.
I'm a big fan of anybody who says fuck Meryl Streep.
But cool, thanks. But yeah, so Frances McDormand, yeah, with a bullet for me. Yeah, I think she's a powerhouse.
Oh man,
I was hoping you weren't going to put.
Lost 8 viewers.
I was hoping you weren't going to put Olivia Colman and Kate Blanchett in that list, because that would be hard. So out of those three, Kate Blanchett, Olivia Colman, and
I'd take Kate
Frances.
Blanchett.
I think I take Kate Blanchett too. I think she is the Meryl Streep of our generation. So,
see, okay, I don't know.
She's amazing.
I think
in almost everything she's in.
I think Olivia Colman is the Meryl Streep of our generation.
Yeah, I don't think so, because just because her body of work is large, but the powerhouse performances
come. Did you just call her fat?
It come at the end of her body of work.
Oh, my mistake.
It's voluptuous, or voluminous.
I like a thick lady.
But the powerhouse stuff comes at the end. Has come at the end, more towards the end of her career, where Kate Blanchett started out, almost right off the bat, just knocking it out of the park. So,
hey, did you ever see that Thor: Love and Thunder?
I did.
What'd you think?
It was not as good as Ragnarok.
You know what? I liked Ragnarok.
I love it. I thought that movie was awesome. I'm a Taika Waititi fan. I think he went I think we talked about this, or I talked about this on somebody's show, that it was, the humor to drama ratios were off. I think it was 80-20 comedy to drama, and that was way too much comedy. So I think it leaned a little too heavy on the comedy. We didn't get enough of. We had Gore the God Butcher, and it didn't butcher any gods, or one god, and you barely even saw it. So there's some. I have some issues with that. I think Taika. I know that Hemsworth. The reason why Hemsworth is still Thor is because he likes this to change it up, and he likes this route that kind of Taika has taken Thor. But I think Taika has had so much stuff on his plate that I don't want to say he phoned it in, but I think he leaned a lot on his comedy instead of really trying to make the best Thor movie. Now, I could be totally wrong about that. It's just, that's how it felt.
What's your favorite Thor? What's your favorite movie that Thor was in?
Ragnarok.
Mine is Infinity War.
Yeah, he did pretty good in that.
No, he was gold star.
Yeah, but Ragnarok is his movie, man. It's just killer. Like I said, you can have your opinions; they're just wrong.
I will buy a plane ticket and throttle you.
I wish you would.
Weird,
right?
But yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I'm a big fan of the movies, like the MCU movies. I don't know where they're going.
And I don't know who came up with this headline, if it was Nerdrotic or just the Jeremy or the Geeks and Gamers guys, but they said the MCU phase bore. Come on, that's pretty funny.
Well, what's phase?
And it's not wrong.
But what is phase 4 about?
Phase bore.
But what's it about?
I don't know.
I don't either.
And then they're ending it. So yeah, it's meandered. I think what phase 4 was setting up the multiverse
of madness.
And yeah, and bringing in not only the multiverse but the quantum realm. And that's just about it. It's kind of setting up Kang, but fuck, I don't know, man.
Well, are you gonna? Speaking of things that I'm looking forward
talk
to,
about. So I'm sorry, Scotty. I was just talking about Taika Waititi being spread too thin. I think Feige got spread way too thin. And
well, I don't know.
Then phase 4 got a little messed with, especially when he started having to answer to Chapek's goons. They took the power away from him.
Well, have you seen? You haven't seen. I know we talked about this earlier, but the Wakanda thing.
No, I haven't seen Wakanda.
Okay.
It just wasn't. I'll get around to it. I didn't think.
I thought you were going to the theater.
I love Black Panther, as a character.
Yes.
I liked him in all the stuff I've seen him outside of his own movie. I didn't really care for Black Panther as its own self-contained movie. I didn't think it was all that great. And I'll tell you what, nothing that I've seen so far or have heard after it released has excited me about seeing Wakanda Forever. I don't like I just
don't want to go. I don't want to go to a funeral.
Yeah, I get it. And I didn't stop it from being a juggernaut and making a ton of money though. So good on it. I mean, that's great, but I haven't seen it yet. I'll see it sooner or later. Maybe this weekend. I have an extra credit. So maybe I'll see it. But I don't know. I keep saying that, and I keep finding better things to do. So I might have to just wait till it drops on Disney Plus.
Well, okay.
I'm just not that interested in that.
That's an interesting segue. I have a question for you. If you had something better to do, what would it be over seeing Black Panther: Wakanda Forever? By the way, we are not sponsored by Disney.
No, watching 1899 last weekend took
precedent. You want to do that? No, but you have to watch something that you've never seen before.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, what is something that you have never seen before? Also, by the way, I would like to say, get well soon, Kat.
Get well soon.
The Wednesdays that we are doing right now on the Fantasmagorium show are really in tribute to Kat.
Yeah, I mean, really.
And next week, it's going to be me and Steve, and we're going to be talking about our opinions on the television show Mad Men.
Yes. We will talk about Mad Men.
Yeah, next week.
That means you have homework to do, because you have to put together a Mad Men slideshow for the show.
It's all going to be John Hamm.
Yeah. Well, and John Slattery.
Oh, that's true too. You know what? I may throw in a couple of screenshots from Ted 2 with John Slattery.
What was I just watching? Oh, it was Confess Fletch where
Yeah.
it was a reunion. John Slattery showed up. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, this is cool.
It was awesome. It was really awesome.
I mean,
So yeah,
those two together were awesome.
I have to learn how to do a slideshow now.
You just pull together the images, and I'll figure out the rest for you.
You give me the images. Oh my god, and I'll give you the headlines. Something like that.
It'll be good.
I hope so. I never want to put on a bad show.
Right.
How long have we worked together?
A while now.
Yeah.
So you asked me the question. Now let me turn that back on you and say, double dumbass on you. What are you looking forward to? Or are you even looking forward to anything for the rest of the year?
I am looking forward to Avatar 2. I can't say I'm not. And also I am looking forward to Ant-Man and Quantumania.
So that's next year. I think that's February.
I think so.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Which is a dump truck of movies. So I'm not expecting it to be good.
It'll be good. It looks good.
No.
Yeah. I've liked the
Have you ever seen the Paul Rudd movie They Came Together?
I don't think so.
You should see it first and foremost.
Okay. I will. I saw a really good movie with Alexander Skarsgård and Paul Rudd. What the fuck was that movie called? Oh god, that was a pretty good movie.
Alexander Skarsgård?
I'll have to look it up. Yeah, it was. In fact, I think David Bowie's son directed it.
Oh,
what was? I think it might have been
Duncan Jones.
Yeah, Duncan. It was a Duncan Jones. Duncan Jones, good movies, by the way.
Duncan Jones is a talented visualist.
I can't remember what it is now. It was a good movie.
Oh man. You know what I just remembered? I have to watch 2 movies.
Just 2?
Yeah, just 2. Like tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a live stream. And it's going to be about planes, trains, and automobiles. Followed by Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's right. I remember you saying that.
Well, then that
movie was called Mute, by the way.
Mute?
Mute. M-U-T-E.
Oh, wow.
Yep, Alexander Skarsgård. Oh, there's all kinds of cool people in this. It was a good little movie called Mute.
Have you ever seen the movie Blindness?
Say that again?
Blindness.
That sounds familiar. I have to look it up.
It's terrifying. It's about blind people.
It sounds like it. 2008.
Yeah, no, the title is not spoiling anything.
Julianne Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, yeah. I think I did see this.
Who else is in
this
that?
movie. Yeah, I remember this movie.
That's a scary.
If it's this one you're talking about, 2008.
Yeah, totally the one I'm talking about.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, it was terrifying. Good movie.
Yeah.
Duncan Jones makes good movies. That Mute movie was really good.
Well, in Mute and Blindness, I will have to check out Mute.
Paul Rudd. Guy drinks like a tiger's blood, never ages. Made a deal with Satan, I guess.
Really?
He never ages. This guy looks the same as he did 40 years ago.
Well, and before we sort of sign off, I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you.
What is, like, when you think about old media, and I don't care if it's an album or a movie or a TV show or whatever, but for you, what is the one that it's like, I should check that out?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like, if you think of something that you've never seen, like a lot of people have told me that I should see The Princess Bride. Apparently, it's good.
Oh,
So, but like something that you have been told is good, but you haven't seen yet, what would that be?
movie wise,
Anything. Album.
music. I've heard all the music,
Yeah, I know you are. You're the Gandalf
but I,
of
I DJ for
turntables.
fucking.
So
30
let's
years.
go movies. Let's just say movie.
I'm trying to think of a movie that everybody kind of raves about that I haven't seen. Like,
Mhm.
oh, you got to see that. But I can't, off the top of my head, I can't really think of one right now.
Really? I got
I'm
a
sure.
bunch.
I mean, obviously they're out there. I don't. There's not a movie that's like, oh yeah, I got to see that. I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in the chat, please, in the comments below, if you are a lurker and you are just seeing this for the first time on the rerun, please put in the comments, what movie has Steve seen? Only Steve will know. Give it a go.
I know there's got to be some. There's got to be something. Old media. I don't know. I'm sure there's some classics that I missed. You know.
Like, I've never seen 48 Hours.
No, it's a good movie.
I don't know.
It's a good movie. Another 48 Hours is pretty good too.
Never seen it.
Good movies.
I know. I've never seen them. Have you ever seen Predator 2?
I have.
Predator. Yeah.
Predator.
Oh, whatever. Shut up. I'm drinking out of my mug.
I want to see the Dungeons and Dragons movie. And now, sorry. WOTC has sold E1.
I do not know what that means. And that seems to be a good point to end.
Dungeons and Dragons movie, I was hoping for better. From what I've seen so far, looks a little cheesy.
Does it have Chris Pine in it?
Chris Pine, yeah.
All right.
But you know, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. But we'll see. See what
I like
hopefully it's
Chris
good.
Pine. I like Chris Pine.
It looks a little cheeseball. But we'll see how it turns out. Yeah, so I think I don't know. What do you think?
I think we're done.
Think we're done? Put a fork in us? We're done?
Well, yeah. I would like to, this isn't going to make any sense in posterity, but tomorrow I'm going to be talking about planes, trains, and automobiles. And then on Friday, I'm going to take the black pill and watch The Princess Bride. And
good.
Yep.
When do you start your fantasy movies?
Oh, that's going to be, I think it's December 4th.
Okay.
I'm going to be finally indulging in some Tolkien.
Awesome.
And we have a special guest.
I can't wait for that. I want to see.
Like, I'm hoping he shows up. Like, that's the only thing I have. That's the only thing in the back of my noggin. And I'm just like, I hope he comes.
I'm just I'm interested to hear your thoughts on those movies.
Oh, I haven't started watching them yet. So
yeah. The Princess Bride. You'll like the Princess Bride. Princess Bride.
You know what? I think I'm being contrary. Like, we've been
friends
for a while.
You're very contrarian.
I am a contrarian, and so I think I'm being
But have you seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Yes.
Okay. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This kind of, I think you'll like the humor. It seems like Scotty style of humor, but I'm hoping. I don't know.
Well,
and I'm wrong, but
I was having a conversation with a couple of friends, and I was like, you know what? I like Mandy Patinkin, and so I owe it to Mandy Patinkin to watch this.
Yeah, he's good in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first time that I had to watch the movie, it was because a chick
Montoya, I think is his name.
thought that Mandy Patinkin was the shit.
Dude, Mandy Patinkin.
Am I allowed to swear on this show?
Yes, he's really good in the show called Homeland on Showtime.
Yeah, that's another one I was talking about.
Dude, he was.
Oh no, Mandy Patinkin is always gold. If you haven't, I was talking about what was it? The Mandy Patinkin show, Dead Like Me. Like, did you ever see Dead Like Me?
Yes, yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, yep.
Whatever happened to Ellen Muth?
No idea.
Neither do I.
I just don't know what happened to her.
Yeah, well, she probably died.
Never heard of her before.
Well, no, but she was great.
Mm-hmm.
Probably still is.
All right, my friend.
Is that it? Are we done?
Let's figure out how to sign off of this show and put a fork in it.
I don't know.
I hope we did Kat proud by filling in this time slot. We figured we owed it to you guys to do a show in this time slot. So this is how we'll bring back the Fantasmagorium show for a while until.
Well, Kat and also speaking of Kat, I hope that Kat watches this and then sort of looks at Steve and says, "This is what I have to deal with every week." You son of a bitch.
Right. No, you've actually been good today, which is nice.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah.
I've been on mescaline since noon.
Okay, man. Well, tomorrow is American Thanksgiving, so there you go.
Well, and Friday,
weekend, which is
Friday,
nice.
I get to go hang out with all of the Fridays.
Hang out with all the what? Fridays?
Fridays.
With all the Fridays. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the 4-day weekend, so it'll be nice.
But yeah, once again, tomorrow's going to be, oh my gosh. I'm doing a Thanksgiving double bill, and then Friday is going to be the Princess Bride. And then I don't know what's going on the rest of the weekend. I'll probably be drunk and high and go wherever the YouTubes take me. Thank you again. This is on your LinkedIn, right?
It is.
Thank God.
Yeah. That's a good show. Good wholesome fun for the whole family.
Do you have like end credits or anything? Can you cut me off at any time?
We can. All right, everybody. I think that's going to do it for us. Thank you to everybody in the chat and everybody watching. It was fun to do this not really impromptu, but
this was planned.
This was planned to put the Fantasmagorium show proper on in this time slot, and we'll do this each week until Kat comes back. I had a blast doing it, so it was fun. We'll try to make it even better next time.
That makes one of us,
right? So for Scotty R37, I'm Steve Foley. Have a great day, everybody.